Hi everyone, this is Michele Graglia.
This is Marianne Hogan.
Hi, I'm Adrian McDonald.
I'm Katie Asmith.
Hi, this is Anthony Gasals.
Hi, my name is Meg Morgan.
Hey, it's Jordan Trove.
This is John Ray.
This is Ryan Van Duzer, and you are listening to the Gotta Run Racing podcast.
Hey everyone, we're back with our final podcast of the year.
Woohoo!
What a year it was.
Indeed. It went by pretty darn fast, too, don't you think?
It had been a fast year. We did a lot this year.
We did, but I've already forgotten most of it.
Well, that comes with age.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, my gosh. But we're here to remind you guys what we did because we forgot, so we had to write it down.
And we're going to chat about that at the end of our podcast of our top 3 episodes.
Year in review, yeah.
A little bit of a year in review and what our most memorable moments.
Absolutely.
But first.
Hashtag
but first. Let's chat about the new FKT that we did together.
Well, it's your FKT, but I was the support crew, so yes. And tell us about this FKT, Norm.
Well, it's been something I've been wanting to do for about 10 years, but always got sidetracked with something else.
You mean another race?
Yeah, there was other bigger and better things that I wanted to do first, but this was always in the back of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And after chatting with fellow guest Chantal Demers, episode 119, the queen of FKTs here in Ontario, she holds several in the Bruce Trail. She got me back in the game saying, you know what, I think I'm going to do this FKT finally.
She inspired you.
Yeah, she did.
Absolutely.
And if Chantal, if you're listening, hey, thanks for inspiring me to get my FKT done that I wanted to do for so long.
The one that you kept secret, too. You didn't tell anybody about it, did you?
No, didn't say a word to anyone until it was done, until it was official.
And you had that map of it in your office for several
on my
years.
wall. Yep, saying this is going to happen one day.
There you go.
Well, I wanted to do something for my birthday, and I just finished Lost Soul 100K in Lethbridge in early September, so I had the training.
Right.
And my birthday was on October 11th, but I couldn't do it on that day. I think you were working or something.
Yeah, I was working.
I think it was bad weather as well. I don't know what it was.
Right.
And that's the beauty of FKTs. You can decide what day. You just wake up and you don't feel right. It's like, I'll just, forget it today. I'll do it another day.
Exactly.
So we did it on October 18th.
And that was such a beautiful day. You couldn't ask for a better fall day for sure.
Yeah, it was a gorgeous autumn day. The temperature was right, and I was feeling good about it. Feeling good that this is the day it's going to start.
You're feeling ready.
Yeah.
All right. So let's explain exactly what the Snakes and Ladders are.
Oh, yeah, right. First of all, the name of it is Snakes and Ladders.
And why did you name it that?
Because it feels like it's the board game Snakes and Ladders when I played as a kid. This is the Snakes and Ladders of Dufferin County.
Okay. And it's a part of our area that we've run countless times in training.
Yeah.
And we pick the line based on its length or the elevation because we pick it based on how far we want to run. The thing with the lines is we have
the Hockley lines.
The Hockley lines.
Yeah.
We run 8 of them. So 1 through 8, and they run north and south. Hockley Road and Fifth Side Road run east and west. So the goal is we either start at Hockley and run south to Fifth, or we do the opposite. Now, going south is usually harder than going north on these particular lines, which seems counter.
Yeah, you think you're going downhill going south. No,
yeah,
you're actually going
not.
up.
You're actually going up, which is weirdly strange for this part of our world. But anyways, that's how it goes. And they crisscross the entrance to the Bruce Trail several times, which is kind of cool.
Basically, the Hockley lines, for those who don't know the area, they're pretty famous as for cyclists and runners because it's constantly rolling hill.
Right.
It's a challenge.
And motorcycles, too.
Yeah,
motorcycles
weekends
love to do
during the
Hockley.
summer, they're coming down from wherever.
Because Hockley itself is very curvy.
Yeah, and it's just a great road.
It is. It's very scenic. And of course, you decided you wanted to make this harder by including a loop at our Island Lake Conservation Area where we also often train. And of course, is the location for our fall race, Island Lake Classic.
Yes, and I also wanted a specific distance, so I had to include the lake to get that.
Right, you wanted it to be a 50-miler, 80K?
Yes.
And the only way you could do that without going further east was to include Island Lake.
Yeah, I figured just finish at the lake.
So the route itself is located just north of Orangeville in the town of Mono.
1 hour north of Toronto.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those who want to fly in and take on this FKT, you got to fly into Toronto and drive north 1 hour. Because I know countless of people are going to try to take this on now.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's explain the route. What is the challenge?
Briefly.
Yeah, very briefly.
Otherwise, look at the map on our website.
Okay. Basically, you start from maps and you go towards the general store, which is 8th line, which is east on Hockley Road.
Right.
Okay. But in between that, maps, and the general store, there are the lines, 8 lines.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Literally. And so you go towards line 1, you go south, which is up line 1, across 5th, down 2nd, back to Hockley, across Hockley, back south, which is up 3rd, down 4th, up 5th,
etc.
all the way to 8th.
Touch the horse.
Touch the horse in front of the general store.
Which
then
the horses have a neat background to them, which we've linked in your blog. Check that out.
Okay. And then you do it all in reverse. Then you go back up 7, which is south on 7th line, down 6, up 5, down 4, up 3, down, and then back to where you started.
And then do the Island Lake loop.
And then do the Island Lake loop.
Right.
And that takes you to 50 miles / 80 something K. That is the route. Okay.
And you decided for your FKT that you wanted to do it supported because you have the option, supported or unsupported.
Right. And for all this time, I was trying to find, well, who can support me in this? Who's going to come out for who knows how long?
Who would put up with this? Drama queen. Drive, wait, feed me, change my socks. Drive, wait, feed me, and repeat. Who would do that for up to 12 hours?
Who would move the aid station every 10K and wait for some idiot to come run towards them all day?
Sign me up. Right. So I met you every 10K along the route.
Which is a supported FKT.
Correct.
Okay. So let's talk about the day. It started at 8 a.m. and it was about 2 degrees and sunny. So a bit chilly, but sunny. But it was going to go up to 20. So it felt good that day.
Yeah.
And about, we're off, right? I started running. And then with 200 meters within the run, I found a dime on the street. So of course I picked it up.
Yeah.
My first dime.
That's a good omen.
Yeah, I think so. I like it. And then things along the way. What else do you see in this FKT? Was the iconic Rosebud Motel from the hit show Schitt's Creek.
Which is between Airport Road, 6th line, and 7th line on Hockley. And of course, everyone stops there to take selfies.
But I remember running a few years ago when the show was happening, and it was a big production happening. I had no idea what was happening. I asked the security guard who was stopping traffic.
Yeah.
Because it had 20 trailers there and
wow.
everything was happening. I'm going, what's this? And he was telling me the show Schitt's Creek. Never heard of it before.
Wow.
So I just kept on running. Huh. And then years later, we just got into the show going, that was that freaking show.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
And then every time we would drive past there or run past there would be people taking selfies out front.
That's right.
Yeah.
So therefore, that's a kind of a neat thing to see along the way. If you decide to take on this FKT,
yeah,
you're going past
Rosebud Motel.
Rosebud Motel, if you're a fan of the show.
For sure.
Okay, so I kept going, and I finally reached the general store coming down 8th line, which was north.
And how did that feel?
I felt that, okay, sort of halfway. It felt pretty good still.
Yeah.
And of course, you have to take a picture with the horse. You have to touch the horse to make this official.
The painted horse.
Outside of the general store.
It was busy that day, too.
And that general store is pretty well known in the area because
It is.
on weekends it is packed.
There were a lot of motorcycles there that day too.
Yeah.
This was a Friday, was it not?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went early and had some lunch.
Mm.
It was nice.
And actually, at the Rosebud Motel in the parking lot is where I found my second dime. Forgot to mention
Oh,
that.
yeah.
That's right.
Cool. Right on.
And then when I left the general store back to 7th line to go up it,
Mm-hmm.
I found my third dime.
Right.
I got making money on this
You're getting
thing.
money.
Yeah, more money than this podcast make.
Good one, Norm. Oh, gosh.
Yeah. And then I started my way back to where I started by running all the lines.
So what's interesting is that before you started this, we had the conversation that shouldn't you be doing the lines in reverse on your way back?
Right.
But the point was that if you did that, you would be missing sections on Hockley and 5th.
Right, the two corners.
The corners.
And then that wouldn't look appealing when you look at your Garmin after saying, well, I kind of missed these two corners.
Exactly.
So that's why I had to not go back in reverse. I had to continue on to get those corners.
I think it would have been interesting, though, to do it actually in reverse just to see.
Well, it could be another FKT in itself.
That's true.
So...
Hint,
there you
hint.
Yeah. Right. So therefore, I'm going back up 7, down 6, up 5, down 4, up 3, down 2, back up 1, and back to maps. Right.
Yeah, I met you there to do your final loop.
But before that, I think at the 50K mark is when I felt, I was like, I was getting kind of dizzy. Remember that in the parking lot?
Oh, yeah.
Is that the pottery place?
At Glen Cross Pottery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I need some food. I'm not feeling right. I was really dizzy.
Mm.
And then, yeah.
You said you were hot all day, too.
Right. I was hot.
Well, it was weird because it's the middle of October and it had been cool and then it was hot again. So.
Right. So that's when that's when I needed you the most.
Aww.
Okay, so what happened at the beginning when I was just about to start my final loop at, my only loop at Island Lake?
I forced you to take a headlamp?
And I was like, I don't need a headlamp. I'll be back before the sun sets.
Uh-huh. Yeah, famous last words.
See, that's when you need a real good crew. They know better than you because you're delirious. But if you got a good crew, then they...
The key is listening to the crew. Okay? I don't know how many times I've told you about taking extra batteries for your headlamps, and you don't.
Right.
And the same crap happens every time. So.
Okay, so I just put there was plenty of sun left when I started.
Uh-huh.
But so I just put the light in my pocket, and on I went to run Island Lake.
Have you guys checked out our merch via our website, Gotta Run Racing? We have some really cool swag, including the mugs that, if you've watched our YouTube video, that we drink with. Cool red mug with a cork bottom. It keeps liquids nice and cold or warm. What else do we have on there, Norm?
Well, we have our shirts that I'm wearing.
That's right. You can either choose from Gotta Run Podcast or Gotta Run Racing. You can also find our 20-liter dry bags, which are a steal at $25. Perfect for using it drop-off bag at an aid station. We've got flasks. We also have cooling multifunctional neckwear, which is a fancy word for a cooling buff. Has the Gotta Run Racing and Podcast logos on it. Not to mention, we have the affiliate links for the 3 companies, for the 3 brands that we are affiliated with, that being Air Relax, Compression Therapy, Caffeine Bullet, and Kinesis Sunscreen. So by following those links, you can access exclusive discounts. So do check that out. GottaRunRacing.com.
Which is, for those who don't know, Island Lake, it's our race, Island Lake Classic. It happens every Labor Day. And it's running in the same direction. So when you leave the parking lot, you make a first left and then just make your way around the lake and come back.
Yeah.
Right.
That must have been pretty at that hour.
It was. I crossed the bridges. The sun was just setting on the lake.
Mm.
And then when you get to the amphitheater, it's nice there too.
Yeah.
Of course, the new covered bridge is nice to be there. Yeah, there was still people walking around. You know?
Cool.
And then in the last 3K, for some reason, it just went pitch black.
Really? Some reason, eh?
I go, what happened to the sun?
Something that happens every day of your life for the last 56 years, but for some reason, it went dark.
So here I am, checking out the light that I did not want to have.
Were you thanking me?
I just couldn't believe it.
Oh my God, Norm.
How can I not be back in time?
Oh, because you just ran 70K? You think?
Oh my gosh. So yes, I'm putting on the light, and I finished absolute pitch black dark.
And what was your time?
Well, you know what? Ever since I turned 56, my mind is not what it used to be, so I don't really remember the time. What is the official time of this FKT? So you're going to have to go to fkt.com.
Oh. It was between...
La 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 la.
Oh,
la,
you
la,
want
la,
people
la,
to
la.
look, do you?
Yes.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
I have a blog that's on our website. You can go to there
Okay.
and look, and all the information's there. My proof is there, fkt.com. You could... Anyway, we'll get to that and how to find it. But it was a grueling 81K-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's watch is going to be different. So mine said 81.
Right.
And it's about just under 1,500 meters of gain, which is 5,000 feet, under 5,000 feet of gain and descending. So, it's pretty challenging. It is challenging.
I would say so for this area.
Yeah. And the name of the FKT is now officially on fkt.com as Snakes and Ladders of Dufferin County.
Dufferin County.
Right. It's now official.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. I'm glad you got that done.
Yeah. That's the thing. After my bucket list races, which is Western and UTVV done, I can now go back to what other stuff I wanted to do and do it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to go to FKT, you can punch in my name, which is Norman Nadon, Nadon, or look up Snakes and Ladders or Snakes and Ladders Dufferin County. It's all there.
So do you want to place a bet as to how long this FKT is going to last?
Okay, so this is very interesting. I was thinking about this because I know Chantel is loyally listening to us right now. But I do recommend to do it in the fall, in the autumn, because of the colors.
Yes.
When you're running the lines during the fall, it is gorgeous.
Absolutely.
So that means it's going to be for at least a year from now. No, you cannot do this in the winter because some of the lines are closed.
Yes.
And it's just bullshit.
Yeah. And spring would be
risky, I guess.
Not risky, just it's...
Yeah, there's nothing to really look at, right?
Yeah.
You're right.
And then
then
it's too hot.
Right. Hopefully, my FKT lasts until next autumn.
Yeah.
Or this is, And that means I'll accept that. Like, please don't take it away from me as soon as
next week.
Which, it happens.
It does.
If anybody gets an FKT, give the guy 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, this is supported. You can do unsupported.
That's true.
And also, if someone like Chantel comes out and does it, she'll definitely beat my time.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be the fastest woman. Not only she'll take my time as the fastest known time, but she'll be the woman fastest time,
female,
which puts me second as the fastest male first still.
Right.
Until I'm...
And she usually does hers unsupported.
No, I think her husband comes out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Well, we'll see. Anyways, give me 6 months at least, people, to enjoy my FKT. Oh, boy. But
I can think of a few people that will take this one.
Oh, yeah, I know. as soon as it's out there who live in our neighborhood, it's like, I think I could take that.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
That's okay.
But if you want me to help you, I'll definitely be your aid station.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I could obviously I'll be there and I could tell you what the route is and then just move my car every 10K if you wanted to do supported.
For sure.
Yeah, so that's the FKT Snakes and Ladders of Dufferin County.
Do you have any other FKTs up your sleeve?
I did until the times kept getting smaller and smaller. But I think it's best to create one.
Absolutely.
That way you have it.
Yeah. You're the original owner.
But I tell you, fkt.com is very tricky because you have to first submit the route.
Mm-hmm.
You can't claim it that you have it. You have to submit it. They have to approve it. Then you have to submit that you have the record. And they have to approve that.
This process took a couple months.
Yes. At least 2 months.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing the pod now.
Right.
Nevertheless, it was good. It was nice having you out there. taking pictures along the way. And somebody stopped and said, "You guys need help."
Oh, yeah. They thought our car was broken down.
Broken
or
down the
something.
side of the road. And also, what happened to me on second line was that there's a rally, a car rally or something.
Oh, yeah.
And 3 guys jump out. I thought they were going to mug me, but they wanted just to take my picture because they had to, on their list of things to do to
Yeah.
get points, was to find someone running.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So I helped them out, and they.
But they forgot to tag you.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, well.
Whatever.
Hmm.
And this is it. This is our last podcast of the year.
Wow.
So what a year it's been.
What a year it's been. Stay tuned, and we're going to go over some of our highlights from 2024. And we hope that you'll be back with us for season 5.
Wow.
Season 5, Norm.
Think about that.
It's crazy.
We didn't think we'd get to 5 episodes.
Oh, man.
So let's recap 2024.
Okay, let's do it.
What do you find is the highlights of 2024?
Personally, for running?
Sure.
Okay. Well, obviously, doing the race in Slovenia was a highlight. That was in April.
Yeah.
We went to Slovenia for vacation.
And we did the 60K UTVV,
UTVV, Ultra Trail Vipava Valley.
right?
We met some awesome people there. It wasn't a race that went particularly well for me, but we got it done.
But hey, you know what? For me, I'm glad we just did it together.
I am too.
Because we thought about, let's just split up and do our own races, and then I'll see
Yeah.
the finish line. Go, that would suck.
It would.
It was better just to film each other. And if you want to check out the video of our race, it's on a YouTube channel. So
Yeah, I was really glad you were there for the mountain part because I was not having a good time.
and we got rained on pretty hard.
We did.
And we came in the dark with one headlamp
Again.
between 2 of us, thinking, we'll be done by sunset.
Yeah.
We'll be done by sunset.
The mountain had other plans for us, but it was stunning.
Yeah, oh yeah. We do recommend to go to check out Slovenia before Instagram does.
Yes, for sure. So that was a highlight. The other big highlight, of course, was Meet the Minotaur,
Yeah.
where we went out to Crow's Nest Pass in June, and we were asked to be the announcers for this sky running race. Of course, our friends Andrew and Aaron that we met through the podcast that we chatted with about the race.
Yeah,
So that
it's
was
the
a
only
highlight.
sky running event in Canada.
That's right.
So,
And how many podcast guests did we meet on that trip
oh yeah,
that we had never met before?
about 6
6.
that they were a guest of ours, and we met them for the first time, all at that race.
Yes.
How is that?
That was pretty epic.
I can believe that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And another highlight, of course, was Sulphur Springs this year,
Yes.
where we decided we wanted to be part of the action. So we interviewed people as they crossed the finish line.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually resulted in our latest episode, our final guest interview of the year, Julie Hamulecki.
Right.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah. But that weekend was a blast.
It was, and that was we were so tired because we were there literally for the entire weekend
48 hours.
and very little sleep because the racers keep coming straight through.
Yeah.
And it was so nice to see the final runner in the 100K, which made it official that Sulphur Springs became a Western States qualifier
That's right.
because they got their numbers.
That was awesome.
And we were there to witness it.
And I'm hoping that we can do more of that
Of course.
in the years to come.
Mm-hmm.
Finish line interviews. It was a lot of fun.
So, of course, I love the numbers of our episodes. I like to be the numbers guy. And so the top 3 episodes of 2024.
And this is based on downloads?
Downloads, yeah. Based on
Okay.
downloads.
So
And number 3, which, of course, was, I can't say of course, but it was epic what this
Yes.
guy did. Ihor
Yes.
Veris, on his very first attempt winning the Barkley Marathon, the first Canadian ever, on his very first attempt. And he was also there to witness the very first woman to finish, Jasmine Paris,
Yeah.
at Barkley. That was,
unbelievable.
yeah, and to talk to him about it directly. So,
And that was our second time talking to you.
yeah, that was the second time.
Yeah.
But he's a friend of the show, and I'm sure every time we say, hey, can we chat again, he'll say for sure.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what he's doing this
I
year,
know.
too.
So that's Ihor Veris came 3rd, most downloads. And then no surprise, number 2 was, interesting enough, the Sulphur Springs recap day.
Right.
When put all together of everyone that we chatted to at Sulphur Springs crossing the finish line and around the camp. I put it all in one podcast, and that was number 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And number 1, Sulphur Springs, when we talked to Straw Dog, the race directors, about Sulphur Springs and how they got, or how they're going to get their Western States ticket. That was...
And thanks to those guys, Sulphur Springs and the local run clubs and Straw Dog, for sharing this episode, because that's obviously what contributed to all of these downloads. So thank you to them.
Yeah, I could see how that could happen, because everyone who's coming to Sulphur Springs for the very first time wanted to know about the course and everything else. So yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. What a year it has been.
Right. And of course, hope you join us again next year.
Yes, please do tell a friend. Share our podcast with your fellow running friends. Check out the videos on our YouTube channel. Hit us up on Patreon. If you have an idea for a guest, send us an email, gottarunracing@gmail.com. We love hearing from you guys. And we need more inspiration for next year. So let us know who we should chat with.
All right. Until next time.
Have a safe holiday season with your families.
All right. We'll see you next year.
Thanks.
Cheers. Bye.